so.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the program.
All right, we're here live on vacation and on location in Salt Lake City. Who am I here with?
Hello, I'm Darrah Reid.
What are we doing?
What are you doing or what am I doing?
A little bit of both.
You're my emotional support team.
True.
And I'm here to MC the Uninvited Invitational 2025, third annual, or maybe the fourth. I think it's the third. Yep.
Is 3 years now?
Yeah,
Damn.
possibly 4, but I think 3.
Has it always been at this scale?
It gets bigger every year, and the prize purse gets bigger every year.
Yeah, what's
60 grand is on the line.
I heard 65.
Maybe 65. I should check my notes.
65.
It's a lot of money. American. You know what that converts to in Canadian?
100K.
At least.
Almost.
You know how much Tim Hortons you could get for that?
That's a lot of fucking money right there, people. 100 grand that Jess has scraped up from these sponsors. And we just bumped into Jess, actually, and she even said that she's taking no real money for herself so she can give back as much as she can. And what was it like walking into the shop right now and seeing the first glimpse of what she's created?
It almost brought a tear to my eye. It's beautiful. She's worked so hard. They've all worked so hard, and it's all coming together, and it's so sick.
Okay, so let's start this off with, it's the third year of the Uninvited. Jess has gathered an incredible roster of females. Why do you think this event is so important to snowboarding, to female snowboarding?
Well, I think Jess's MO has been for a very long time to create opportunity for girls in snowboarding. Historically, there hasn't been a lot of opportunity. A lot of girls have been left behind or forgotten about, and I think Jess noticed that and wanted to make a difference, and she has in a huge way. And it's important because we're now seeing what girls are capable of, and they just needed the platform.
Did you ever feel like 15, 20 years ago when you were trying to get into filming and the whole creative side of photography, filming a video part, it was kind of far-fetched and it was hard to get to that entry point?
I felt like it was impossible. I had no hope that I would ever get there. It seemed like an impossible goal, and I wish so badly that I had had something like this when I was 18, 19, 20, trying to come up in snowboarding.
Yeah, like when we first walked in, Darrah said, like, wow, like think about like an 18 to 21-year-old girl walking in here and meeting all of their heroes and being amongst like an amazing group of females that are all trying to accomplish the same thing, like what that's going to do for the next generation.
It's the dialogue and like the messaging that they're receiving now versus 10, 15, 20 years ago is so different, and it's making all of the difference. Like, they believe in themselves because someone like Jess has believed in them and given them this opportunity.
I mean, I'm just going to go on a little bit of a side note here. Like, I went on Jess Kimura's first rail trip. It was my first rail trip. We hit down rail in Kamloops together. Both got rocked. And that was kind of the start for both of us. And I witnessed Jess grind it out harder than anyone I've seen. Like, the only other comparison for females, I would say that I've seen firsthand would be you and Ashley Barker. Just
Nice.
like how hard the females had to work to get their shine. And it did seem like a long time ago that girls weren't as open and weren't embracing the new generation because they wanted to keep some of that shine for themselves because it could so easily disappear. Do you feel like now there's a
Well,
bit
there wasn't
more?
much shine to go around, so I think girls felt like they had to be more protective of it, and
Exactly.
And it was hard to share it because they felt like they were going to lose it at any minute. There just wasn't much to go around. And yeah, I think absolutely Jess had to work so hard and struggle and like crawl and scratch her way to like get to where she got in snowboarding, and she like fucking killed it, and she is an amazing snowboarder, and she put out incredible video parts, but it was so much harder for her than some of her peers who were guys, or for all of her peers who were guys. And I just don't think she wanted that for the next generation of girls coming up, so she did something about it, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, she took action, and seeing how hard she works is, as somebody who owns a smaller, a business of some sort, it's called Airtime, you're listening to it right now. I also feel like just with the passing of Jeff Keenan, what's going on with what Jess is doing, there's just so many people in our community that are doing so many incredible things or have done so many incredible things, and it was all about community and not just doing it for profits. Like a lot of this stuff that's so incredible that a lot of these amazing individuals have done is for the community. And what Jess is doing is not for herself, not just for other pros. It's like the roster here this year of, I believe there's like 60 plus girls. How many girls?
65, 70. Yeah.
65, 70 girls. And a lot of them, this must be their first time, like, you know, being immersed among yourself, Jess, Jill Perkins, Emma Crosby. Like, the list of pros that show up to this event to support it is incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of younger, newer girls here for this event, which is amazing. And yeah, what you were saying about community, I think if there's anything I've learned in the last 2 weeks, community and people and connection and friendship, that's like the most important thing, number one. And so having something that supports that is really valuable.
I couldn't agree more. In short, because I'm imagining there's going to be some people that come on this patio because it's beautiful out and they might want to have a beer too. But are there some notable figures, maybe a couple ladies that you're excited to see kind of tackle this amazing course that our good friend Ben Bilocq has been working so hard at?
Oh my goodness. There's so many of the European girls who I'm going to have to brush up on their names, but like they are ripping so hard, and I'm excited to, like, people that I don't know yet, but I'm excited to learn about them and meet them and see their snowboarding. And then there's a girl from Russia who was the wild card winner, and I can't remember her name right now, but I'm really excited to see her ride the course. Yeah. Get back to me. There's a couple heavy hitters who are out with injuries right now, so I think we're going to see a lot of like newer up-and-comers out there.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing about the event is that once the video comes out, like the edit, there's so many riders I have never heard of that absolutely fucking rip. And you're like, whoa, like that lip slide was special. Like that 50-50 front three was like, and a lot of the shit is fucking gnarly.
I think we're going to be really surprised and blown away by what we see in the next 3 days, for sure. And it's going to be a lot of people that we haven't heard of yet, but names that we'll know for the next decade. Okay,
we're going to dilly-dally off the uninvited for 1 second, but we're here with Darrah, who's a couple of riders that are inspiring your snowboarding in today's world, other than Jess Kimura and Jeff Keenan.
BMO.
Shout out to BMO. We just dropped his podcast. Tune in.
Yeah, that's my favorite right now.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. One word to describe Jess Kimura.
I can't even describe her with one word, but maybe generous. That's one word. That's a good word.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
That's a great quality.
Generous.
I mean, I feel like if everybody just upped their generosity by like 15-20%, think about how much better the world would be.
Yeah, let's all take care of each other a little more.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
Generous. I feel like that's not enough to describe Jess, but I want more words.
Okay, you can take a sentence. Jess Kimura in a sentence by Darrah Reid.
Jess Kimura is my best friend, and she's really fun and really generous, and I love her.
Very. You know what? If you were my best friend and you said that, that might bring a tear to my eye.
Beautiful and elegant.
Okay, one thing on your bucket list moving forward in snowboarding, something you want to accomplish.
I have to land a fucking back rodeo, Jody. God damn it. I've been trying for years. And also, I need to do a switchback 5 into powder, and also I need to do a McTwist.
Wow,
I've been thinking about this more than any of those other questions. Can you tell?
You know what, though? When you're thinking of tricks like that, like we've all been like hanging out on the bus and you have your two fingers and the bus is driving to school and you're backlipping things that are out in the foreground. Like to me, that breakdown is like you're still driving around in your car being like, okay, I need to dunk my back rodeo like this. I need to get my switchback 5. Like to me, that means that we're going to be seeing a lot more of Darrah Reid.
I have a lot more to do and a lot more to learn and a lot more goals to accomplish.
All right, one piece of life advice for these incredible females that are showing up this week as they, embark into a potential snowboard career in this like digital world, in this new landscape. What's something that you would like to see them, remember?
Don't put too much pressure on yourselves. Have fun and go snowboarding without cameras around sometimes, please.
You know what? The first two is like, okay, yeah, obviously. The last one, the no cameras.
Just, you gotta have those days.
And your filmer, make sure your filmer gets laps in or else they get a little angry. Like that filmer behind the camera.
Be nice to your filmer, girls.
We're going to end it on biggest pet peeve.
Just people who are entitled and rude and think they're more important than everyone else. That really grinds my gears.
Yeah. I feel like it's a younger person's quality, especially if they have gained some sort of fame, like a small amount of fame, and then they think that they're the hot shit. And to me, that's someone who's almost pushing 40 now. It's like, I've seen you a million times. You don't
matter. We're all the same. Get over yourself. And no one's more important than anyone. We're all important.
The Uninvited. Make sure you watch all the content for this. The sponsors who don't even sponsor my show, thank you for supporting this event. It is so important. I hope to have a daughter one day, and I hope she goes to this event.
Aw, I think you'd be a great dad to a daughter, Jody.
Half D's. I mean, I got room for improvement, All right. Stay tuned.
This is Airtime Podcast. I'm Darrah Reid. Who am I here with?
My name is Jill Perkins, and I'm so excited to be on Airtime Podcast. I love Canada.
Do you listen to Airtime Podcast?
Yeah, I do.
What's your favorite episode?
Well, we just went over this. I don't have to say my favorite episode, but I love Maria Thompson, and I also love MFR. So that's all you need to know.
Yep. Okay. How's your day going? How's Uninvited Invitational 2025?
It's amazing. I mean, it's a little hot. We got 70-degree weather. We got people from all over the world come and show up and shred and have a good time. The course is awesome. People are hyped. I mean, it's just really cool to see people from all over the world get straight up your homies that you never get to see. And the only time you get to see them is once a year because this event exists.
Yeah, I feel like there's girls here from over 20 countries, and I heard some of them have had insane 50-hour travel days.
100%. I mean, I met a couple girls from Japan who are so cute and the literally sickest, easiest riders. We have a Moscow local who doesn't ever leave Moscow, who's just such a shredder, and so we're internet homies, I think, and it's really cool to see them ride in person. Yeah.
Yeah. How important would you say this event is to snowboarding overall?
I think it's
and
huge. I think it's major, especially for the women. And you know what? I'm actually going to take that back. I think it's important for everybody because not only do the women get an event where they get to they come from places that maybe don't get as much support as the U.S. or, even though Canada probably gets less than the U.S. as well, they get something. And these people get to come from all over the world where we get to see them all in one place and the brands get to see them in person. And that's awesome. And then the reason I say it's not only for the women is because everybody, the guys too, get to see the girls perform and really blows their mind. And that's exciting. I think we've missed that as a whole for so long. And I might be biased, but I think women's snowboarding is the most exciting part of snowboarding right now, just watching the progression.
I think that's facts. Yeah, and I think you're right. We've seen some of the girls that have podiumed at this event in the past then come away with contracts and a little more support from sponsors, and it's really gone a long way to help their careers, which is so sick to see.
100%. I mean, without this event in place, I don't these women would not have the time of day to shine as bright as they do, and it's such a nicer place with all that shine. So I'm just really grateful to be a part of it, be here. I get to see you.
Yeah. What do you have any advice for some of the newer girls, the up-and-comers that are here trying to make a name for themselves in the snowboard world?
Have fun. That everyone says it, but I try to still have fun, and I don't have as much fun as I used to. And I think having fun and remembering the times that you have the most fun is super important. And also listen to your body. These are long events, they're long days. It's go, go, go. And I think just show up the best you can.
That is crucial advice. Listen to your body. Listen and drink water.
Yeah, definitely drink some water.
Who inspires you these days?
The youth. The youth inspire me. I think, yeah, I mean, right there we have Jess Perlmutter. She inspires me.
So sick.
I mean, straight up, it's like one day she'll be like, how do you do this? And the next day she's doing it 100 times better than you. And you're like, Jess, how do you do that? You know? And then also, like, I've traveled a lot with Kennedi Deck this year and filmed a bunch with them, and it's been so awesome. And that's inspiring to me because we're such different snowboarders, and I get to really see into their mind on how they have a creative outlook, and I'm more of like a bowl in a china shop kind of outlook. And so it's been fun to mix it up.
Yeah.
Or try.
I love that.
Yeah.
How have you seen snowboarding change, I guess specifically for women, in the last like 10 years from when you kind of started out to now?
I think majorly opportunities, and I think brands amplifying their women and bringing them and involving them with the men. You know, I think for a while it was like one woman or something, or like we need a whole women's team because then we need like to have women's shoots. And I think what's really cool is I see a lot of companies and even media outlets, like they have girls that do it with the dudes, and it's just the dudes learn something, we learn something, and ultimately it just creates a safer place, in my opinion.
Thank you. I've been saying that for years. We don't have to be separated.
Yeah.
We're all just snowboarders.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay, Jill, do you have any goals in snowboarding or things left on your bucket list, things you want to accomplish?
Yeah, I mean, in the fall, I was either going to go to Japan or buy a sled. I ended up going to Japan because there's more in the tank on the street side, but I really want a sled. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ride powder.
Skidoo or Polaris.
I never thought, dude, I'll actually never forget this real quick story. Okay. One of the first times I met MFR, we were at it was an event that Hannah and Robin did. It was up at Baker. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
What was that
like
called?
Hannah's event.
Hannah's event.
Oh, sorry,
Shit.
Hannah.
Insert-
It's like happening right now.
Wait, no, it's doesn't matter. It was an event up at Baker, okay? And it was awesome, and MFR was there, and I was like, you gonna come board with us? You know, just like a little kid, and she's like, nah, I only snowboard when it's nice out. And I was like, hell yeah. Now I was like, and I remember being like, damn, these pros just snowboard when it's nice out. And now I'm
MFR
like,
said that?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Whoa.
It was raining. It was absolutely trash out. Like, I would not even go to the hill.
She was joking.
She was joking.
Okay.
She wasn't on hill, but she was joking. Yeah.
I love rainboarding when no one's there and it's shitty conditions.
I think, what was the question? I don't remember.
You're going to get a sled. Oh,
yeah.
What's your goals? You went to Japan instead of getting a sled,
Yeah.
but next goal, get a sled. And then I wanted to know if you're going to get a Skidoo or a Polaris.
I'm going to get a Skidoo, I think.
Great choice.
Yeah, actually, I learned some information, and I think, really quick, he raises it, sled talk. I know nothing about sleds. Someone gave me this example, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jody, but someone told me that riding a Polaris is like riding a 775 popsicle skateboard. It's really sick when you're good and you want to do tricks, and riding a Skidoo is more like a cruiser longboard where you get to the destination and you get out. I don't know if that's true, but when someone told
I'm
me
offended that you're asking this question specifically to Jody and not me. I don't know if
Sorry.
you heard, but I'm a sledder now.
Actually, I've been seeing that. But what do you think? Do you agree?
I think Polarises are more narrow. They're a little more tippy,
Okay.
but a Skidoo, they're just better sleds.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, Skidoo for the win. Skidoo, if you're listening, I'm in the market.
Me too.
Jody too. Jody too.
Thanks, Jill. I love you.
Thank you for having me. I love you too. Oh, also Darrah Reid inspires me. You're welcome in my basement anytime.
I love your basement. Yeah.
That's a
And who am I here with?
Kennedi Deck.
Kennedi Deck. Where are you from?
I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought Calgary.
No.
Prairies.
Yeah, prairie dogs.
How's your day going? What do you think of the setup?
It's going pretty good. It's nice and hot. The setup is riding super well. It's not too brick. They love the salt here, but the setup's fire. There's lots of fun stuff, some transfers, some gnarly stuff, some flat bars, a clackety, a down rail, a kink. Anything you could want to do is here.
Holy smokes. What's your favorite thing you've seen all day?
I like the North Face Half Dome Jam.
Yeah, but what's your favorite trick you've seen all day?
Oh, true.
I guess you've been focused on...
I've kind of been locked in.
Yeah, okay. All right, Kennedi, why do you think this event is important for snowboarding?
No, I can't tackle that on the magic carpet, dude.
Okay,
That's fucking
here's an easy
hard.
question. Who inspires you these days? Yeah, we are actually having to think about balance right now. Who inspires you these days?
Like a person?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not a person, but I just went to Japan for the first time, and that was pretty much the most inspiring thing I've done in a really long time.
Like the culture overall?
Just the culture, the bidets, the food, everything. Like, I loved
The
everything
onsens?
about it.
Did you go to the onsen?
I didn't go to onsen. I'm a tatted baddie, so they don't really like that.
You can still go.
Really?
I mean, I'm a tatted baddie.
I'm a little too scared. Honestly, I'm a never nude. Okay, that's what it is. I'm a never nude.
You gotta embrace your nudity. That's the best part about Japan. Trust me. Okay, what's your? Do you have any goals left in snowboarding? Do you have something on your bucket list? What do you want to do?
I would love to win Rider of the Year.
You got that. You got video part of the year, didn't you?
Yeah, we're getting close.
Congrats.
Thank you. No, there's lots of shit. I would maybe like to film a good powder clip. I would like to film a really good part.
Prepare to unload. Okay,
There's
last
lots.
question. Do you miss living in Canada? Because we miss you.
Yeah, I'm coming back at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Vancouver, get at me.
Vancouver, get at them.
Oh, fuck, we held up the whole fucking lift line the whole time, huh? Sorry, guys.
Oh, I forgot to ask. Do you listen to Airtime Podcast?
Oh, shit, yeah. Canada's best podcast. Next to the CBC. Just kidding.
American correspondent Jeff Holce on the scene. We're at Evo, right here with Devi. So who are you here with?
I drove here solo. I came from Portland. It was like 13 hours of a drive. I got a stiff neck, like whiplash last week because I'm stupid, and decided to do back 3 off a cornice, landed 270. It just whiplashed my neck. So like, I'm definitely sore, but I'm like, I gotta be out there. I already got the time off of work. It's happening. Like, so I drove out here solo, got, Tylenols on deck, like
Damn.
muscle relaxers if I need them,
Yeah.
all the good stuff. So, hopefully moving will make it better.
Absolutely.
So like I had like a super bad back injury last year, and I found that like movement makes it better. I thought like movement was gonna make it worse, and then I got to the point where I was just like, well, screw it, and movement made it better. So snowboarding has been like my savior. So
sick. And
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this event's like really important. If you're coming out here like feeling a little tense and beat up, like how important is this event to you and snowboarding?
it's that important where like oh my gosh, I had like a total like mental breakdown yesterday because I'm stiff. I don't even know if I can compete. It's a 13-hour drive. I was supposed to come out here with my fiance, but she had to stay home.
Congrats. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no. Since 2021, yeah, she proposed to me.
Let's go.
Back then, yeah, so we're still have to get married, but she couldn't come with me, and so I was like devastated, and I'm like, well, shit, like I am so sad. I got to say goodbye to my dogs and stuff. Like, I guess I'm going there alone. But this event is like so important to me, and I'm like, I don't care that I don't have plans. Like, I was gonna, book a hotel with my fiance, and then she like canceled on me last minute, and I'm like, shit. Well, I'm going anyway.
Let's
I
go.
got a stiff neck. I'm going anyway. I don't care that I can compete, or can't compete. If I can compete, great. If I can't, I'm gonna be there to support, all my friends, and this event is. I've been telling people at work, I'm like, this is the best, biggest, in my opinion, event in snowboarding,
Oh yeah.
hands down. And people are like, what, really? And I'm like, in my opinion, this is the biggest event. Like, all eyes should be on this event.
Absolutely.
It's huge, and there's some huge names in this year, and big bag of tricks. It's unreal. So.
Yeah. Well, what's one word you would describe Jess Kimura?
Oh my gosh, just welcoming.
Welcoming. That's solid.
Is the first thing I can come to mind is and for the first Uninvited, she sent me an invite. And she just welcomed me completely. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, well, without that said, I don't know that I would have made it. And it was like probably the week before the first event. And I just last minute was like, screw it. If I got an invite, I deserve to go just like every other girl who got to go. So, yeah, or got an invite. I just,
You made it.
I made it. I was so hyped. And yeah, Jess Kimura is just amazing for creating this event and also like supporting me to come here. Giving me her, full support is the only reason that I was able to come. So yeah, first year was great. Last year hurt my back, wasn't able to go, but this year, I don't know. I've been training for this event all year. It's the only thing I've been focusing on. It's pretty much like I've just been focusing on jibbing and doing rails, and I'm like, okay, there's big jumps, but I should focus on my rail tricks. And I'm so mad that I hurt myself right before, but
Hyped to see you ride this weekend, and I hope like you feel better. Hope you feel better with more movement, like you're saying.
I appreciate that. Yeah, just praying. I'm not that religious, but fucking goddamn it! I swear to God, just let me fucking ride. I swear.
Yeah.
It's been all that I want to do. So, yeah. I also kind of want to skate this ledge here. I've never been to Utah and snowboarded, so it's a first.
You made it.
Yeah, I'm out here. Thank you, Jeff.
No, thank you. Have an awesome evening.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay, who am I here with?
I'm Ellie Weiler,
Where are you from?
Colorado.
Colorado. But you live in Salt Lake City now.
I do. I just moved out here this past November. So.
Nice. Are you loving it?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I feel like I've been traveling a lot this season, so I haven't spent a ton of time, but when I've been here, it's been amazing.
Are you traveling, contest, filming? What are you doing?
Kind of, mostly it was like fun contests this year, like not FIS. It was like R&D and then some filming trips as well, yeah.
Okay, cool. Filming more backcountry or streets?
Backcountry.
Nice.
It was like, one was a team trip just to Mammoth for like having some fun, and then I guess X Games, so maybe not filming streets. Maybe it was more contests.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty big contest.
Forgot about that one.
Oops, just forgot about the X Games. How'd you do there?
I didn't do too bad. I think I ended up 4th in Knuckle Huck, which was really cool. I didn't quite put down the trick I wanted, so a little bit of bummer, but
next year.
It's X Games. I'm just stoked to be there.
And you're no stranger to the Uninvited Invitational, but you are out with an injury this year. What's going on?
I am. I took a little spill, and my MCL was not happy about it, so it decided to partially tear on me. So we're out for a little bit, but should be back hopefully in May.
Short break. You'll be back stronger. What are you doing to stay busy and not go crazy?
Oh, man. I went to my parents' house for like a month because I just had to get away from snowboarding because I was really sad. And while I was there, it's kind of Groundhog Day-esque. I was just at the gym watching soccer and snowboarding on TV and everything, women's hockey as well, and reading books. So
okay, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Stay healthy, stay strong.
Groundhog Day, just over and over again.
And you'll be back soon.
Exactly.
How was the Uninvited for you last year? What was your experience like?
Oh my God, it was the most fun I've had. It was fantastic. You were on the call, and I got to go back and rewatch and listen to your
You
voice
were my
announce.
favorite person to watch last year. Front blunt 270, and then mirrored it with a switch front blunt 270, and you battled it, and it was so sick. How did that feel landing that finally?
Oh, I was so thankful. It was funny. I was talking to my mom about it yesterday because she was watching the stream back in Denver, and she was getting mad at me because I was battling it for so long because I forgot that it was a contest, and I was like, I just need this clip. And
no,
so she
I
was
respect
like,
that
go
so
do
much.
Something else, and I was like, I forgot it was a contest. I wanted the mirroring clips because I think that's super cool.
I'm so hyped you did that, and I loved watching it. And we didn't even know, like, there was so much going on. Craig and I were announcing, and we didn't know at first that you were doing it Switch, and we figured it out, and we were like, holy shit, like, it looked so good. We didn't know that it was Switch. And anyways,
Thank you. Yeah,
that was the standout of the event for me.
My mom was very happy that you guys apologized to me and my family.
We were like, oh my God. And you took away some money last year for your performance.
I did.
How much money?
Oh gosh, I don't remember how much because I was a day one standout and then I got a rookie award, and so I was just really stoked to.
My guess, $2,000. You probably got 500, and then.
I would assume. I think so. If it's the same as this year, but I think this year's a bigger prize purse.
It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
What did you spend your money on last year?
Okay, so I actually just it was pretty impulsive. I want some BFR cuffs, like blood flow restriction for training, or I wanted Normatec boots, and I decided to throw that out the window, and I actually bought this ring in Park City with my mom just the other day, and it's white gold, and it's way more money than I've ever spent on jewelry ever.
How much did that cost you?
It was like $1,100.
Oh my God.
Kate,
also, what you just said was so contrasting. You're talking about some cuff things. I'm like,
I know,
what a jock. And then you bought jewelry.
Well, see, it was was very impulsive, and my mom was like, you did really well last year. You never got anything. You never got yourself anything for it. So then that's where my mind was. I was like, yeah, I deserve it. And then I got home and I was like, I could have gotten both of the things that I wanted. So it was very impulsive. I'm still reeling a little bit from it, but
You deserve a little treat.
yeah, I was
It's
like,
a little something for you.
I was a little sad. I was like, I'm not gonna be competing this year. Like, I might as well do something nice. Yeah. So now I have an expensive ring that
Good.
I will never take off.
Don't lose it. Who are you most excited to watch this year?
Oh gosh, can I say everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie wants me to coach her on some McTwists when we thought the quarter pipe would be what it was. So hopefully when that opens up, we can start doing some of those.
I would really like some McTwist coaching.
Yes, I will also help you.
And speaking of McTwists, we have to talk about. This is the Uninvited Invitational, but you won the World Quarters last year.
I did.
Are you going to make it to that this year, or you won't be healed in time?
I will not be healed in time. I was really hoping that it would be the first weekend in May because my doctor's appointment to get cleared is on the 29th, and it's the weekend before the 29th.
You're just missing
so
it.
I'm super close. But
So I have a little time. Maybe you could teach me the McTwist before.
yes. Are you going?
Yeah.
Yes, I will be here.
Okay, you're my coach.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so Ellie, I think last question. What are your goals once you're recovered, back to snowboarding? Goals? I mean, you're very young still, so, but let's just hear a couple goals in snowboarding.
Yeah, I mean, I had a great opportunity to go to R&D this past season, and that was insane. I've never been on such steep terrain for such a long period of time, and then we caught the weather perfect. It was POW. I would love to do more of that, and hopefully one day go to natural selection or just film like a backcountry jump part or video part. I'm not too great with heights, so that was also really fun to figure out at the top of the R&D course when you were scoping, but.
Crazy when you look over and you're like, I don't see the landing.
If you were the side, I was like here, and people were like walking up to you like they do, and I was like, take photos for me. I'm like, I don't trust this.
Okay,
like,
you're gonna have
out.
to do some work to get over your fear of heights because we want to see a full backcountry part from you because
Yes.
you're a sick jumper.
Yes, I mean building jumps, you don't have to look over the edge of stuff.
That's true,
so
but I want to see some natural features too.
that might be a hard ask.
No, you'll get there.
No, definitely. That's my goal is a backcountry part eventually, hopefully next year, and
then natural selection.
yeah.
Okay,
Here
Travis
first.
Rice, what up? Cool, thank you. Okay, who am I here with?
My name's Chris.
Chris, have you heard of Airtime Podcast?
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on Airtime TV right now. This is unbelievable. This is unreal. Media juggernaut.
So happy to have you.
What an honor.
Such an honor. So, Chris, Uninvited Invitational 2025. What does this event mean for snowboarding?
I mean, the energy is incredible. You come here, it's just so electric. And at the end, when they give awards, I just remember last year, like the cumulative energy of everybody and like the positive vibes. Like my heart is full for snowboarding from this event.
It's a feel-good event.
Yeah.
You know Jess pretty well. How would you describe her to the folks out there?
She puts the team on her back, and she is an absolute workhorse that puts everything into this.
Yeah.
Selfless human. Very selfless.
You seem really good on the mic. Have you done this before?
I have, yeah, a couple times, yep.
Okay.
So room for improvement.
Always room for improvement. Who do you think is one to watch out there tomorrow in finals?
Okay, some names that are really standing out to me. Jalen Hansen looks really good. Bella Sorensen, who's from the Midwest, rope toe killer. She's been impressing me today. Veda Holland, I don't know if it's Holland or Halen. Sorry if I butchered that. Looking good. And then there's a Japanese contingency of 13 and above riders that are just putting a beat down on the steel.
Yeah, we have a couple of very young international riders here. It's kind of insane, like how good they are, how young they are, and how far they traveled to get here.
100%. And forgot one name, Jess Perlmutter.
Of course, Jess Perlmutter. She's a fave.
Certified weapon. What I'm wondering is, what does this event mean to you and to snowboarding in general?
Well, Chris, thank you, and thank you for having me. This event means a lot to me. It's just I think we're seeing a lot of progression in women's snowboarding right now, and Jess is doing so much to create opportunity and support for the girls, something that she didn't have and a lot of us didn't have years ago. So it's just so nice to see things changing, and it's so exciting. It brings a tear to my eye. I could cry.
Would you say that this event is kind of forging a path through the snowboard career as this as a platform to bolster up-and-coming riders?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. And we've seen that the last few years. Some of the riders that have come away with on the podium have then gone on to have a lot more support from their sponsors. They've filmed video parts. They've really made a name for themselves in the snowboard industry, and it all started with the Uninvited.
I mean, to echo what you're saying here, Jess Perlmutter, never heard of her before this. Left Uninvited last year, #1 fan.
Yeah.
And she's back for her vengeance this year, and I think she's going to take it.
She was a wild card entry last year. No one had heard of her, and now she's a household name in snowboarding, you could say.
And one thing that we got to talk about, the De Niro, the money, the cashish.
The
We're
USD,
talking
Chris.
USD. This is like, for you guys, you know, it's basically like, it's like pesos, you know? It's like, it stacks up. I don't know if that's a bad analogy, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying, but it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. The Canadian dollar is similar to the peso. In
I see.
that
I
money
get it now.
goes further when you go across the border,
That
is what
kinda
I'm
hurts,
saying.
but yeah.
Well, it's a little bit of an overstatement. I'm sorry, Canada. Please don't come after me. I love you. My mom's Canadian, okay? She's from Ontario. I'm technically half Canadian, okay? So don't attack me.
We love you too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, honestly. And some of these girls are very young. Imagine being 15 years old and going home with $5 grand, $7 grand, 15 grand USD. That's so much money. That would change my life. That would change my life now as a fully grown adult. I don't know what I would do with that much money. I hope I would do something responsible with it, but it's a lot of money.
Well said, Darrah.
Thank you so much. You're really good at this.
Airtime TV. You heard it here first.
Tune in. Who am I here with?
Kamilla Kozuback.
And where are you from?
I'm from Calgary, Canada.
You grew up there?
I grew up there.
Do you ride COP?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I used to ride COP a bunch. I used to train there. And then we would also go to Lake Louise and Sunshine Village. But more recently, I've been training a lot in Europe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you do many contests?
Yeah.
That's kind of your thing?
Right now, I'm highly competitive.
Okay.
And I'm aiming to the 2026 Olympics, my
Hell
second
yeah.
Olympics. So it's a lot of comps, a
Yeah.
lot of biggers, a lot of slope styles, and not much time for yourself, per se, to enjoy snowboarding.
Yep.
But I love it. I do it because I love it.
Good. And how does the Uninvited Invitational, this rail jam, stack up to some of these slopestyle contests?
Insane. No, some of these girls are insane. They're so good. And the setup it's challenging enough, but it's not dangerous, and it's not too easy. It's like the perfect middle. So they really dialed it, and it's not aggressive in the landings. It's holding up really good in this heat.
So what you're saying is Ben B designed the perfect course.
Oh, by far.
He's a master.
Yes, by far.
What's your favorite thing you did on the course today?
I'm coming back from an injury.
Okay.
So probably my favorite thing I did on the course today was a switchback blunt to regular
That sounds insane.
on the down rail.
Okay.
But-
really sick.
But yeah, I'm keeping it nice and gentle on my knee, and then gonna do more tomorrow.
It's also a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah,
You got qualifiers tomorrow and then finals the next
Exactly.
day. So
I've
a
learned
good
the
strategy.
hard way, so I'm in for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who inspires you in snowboarding? Who are you excited about right now?
That's a really good question because I look up to a lot of riders, but specifically for their strongest aspects. That's a good one. I'd have to say probably either Kuba Rones or Eli Bouchard because of the way they look at snowboarding and how much they love it, and also the tricks that they're innovating and creating and just being creative, and they stand out so much.
Cool.
So I'd say I take a little something from each person, but those two are by far like my biggest inspirations.
Okay. Do you think you'll be doing the contest thing for a while? You want to go to the Olympics? Competing is kind of your passion, or do you think after the Olympics you might move into filming video parts, something like that?
Well, these Olympics will be my second Olympics.
Oh.
And it's a lot of competing. It's a lot of hard work that I've put in. So I'm definitely excited for this coming Olympics. And then afterwards, I would definitely love to try and expand my skills in slopestyle and big air into backcountry. Because I did grow up in the mountains in Alberta, and we went all the time. We always rode powder, so I'd love to try and get into the backcountry, maybe bring my skills from slope into there, like jumps, or slope into street, like rail trick wise.
There's a lot of good rails in Calgary. You're right.
There are actually a lot of rail like street riders come and film in Calgary.
Yeah.
I'm always spotting street spots in the city. It's ridiculous. But I would love to look into that and try it out and see if it suits me or if I can bring it to somewhere else. Maybe do like a full film of like everything.
Yeah.
Like mountain, street, slope, big air,
Yeah.
maybe quarter pipe.
Contest,
you know?
rails, backcountry. Do it all.
Yeah.
ATV.
That would be like a good goal for me, I'd say.
Big goal. But you can do it.
Yeah.
I would love to see it.
I believe.
Nice. One last question. Do you listen to the Airtime? Are you familiar with
I have
Jody's
a couple.
podcast?
It's so bad for me to say, but I'm going to be honest. I don't like listening to podcasts.
What do you mean? What do you do when you drive? Are you old enough to drive?
Take a wild guess.
I don't know.
Just guess.
19?
Close. I'm 20. I'm almost 21.
That was a good guess.
So
So yeah, you have your license.
yes, I've had it for a long time.
You travel a lot too.
I
What do you do on
know.
planes? You gotta listen to
I
podcasts.
started
Listen to Airtime.
crocheting.
Oh, that's good for
No,
the brain.
but I listen to music, or Netflix. But I really like to learn more of like, I don't know. It's something about people talking that really bugs me, and it's really bad for me to say.
Well, if you want to hear someone talk a lot about Canadian snowboarding, listen to Airtime podcast.
I have actually listened to the Airtime podcast. I listened to Jack McDougall's, I think. So, yeah, I actually like it. It's just, it has to be like the right people that I actually like to listen to, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, it's just, it does something to me and I can't deal with it.
That is fair.
I'm sorry. This is me being completely honest. And if this goes on the
appreciate your
Airtime
honesty.
podcast, shout out Airtime podcast because I can listen to your podcasts.
She's gonna start trying. She's really gonna start
I'm
trying.
trying really hard, I promise.
We appreciate you. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so who am I here with?
I'm Iris.
Iris Pham. Where are you from?
Bozeman, Montana.
Have you heard of Airtime podcast?
I have.
Have you listened?
Yes.
Are you subscribed?
Maybe.
What's your favorite episode?
Mm,
Moving on.
Maria Thompson.
Oh, yeah. Sick answer. Okay. If you could describe Jess, what would you say about her?
She's amazing.
Here's a question. How has the Uninvited Invitational impacted your life in particular? Has it?
For sure.
In what way?
Last year I got second place and won $10,000. And
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
What did you do with it?
I saved most of it.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
How old are you?
21.
That's so responsible of you.
Thank you.
Did you spend 10%?
No.
That's illegal, but very responsible. So you saved it. It's in the bank still.
In the bank.
What are you saving for?
I want to buy a house.
Oh my God. Me too. But I'm not as responsible as you. What are some other contests that you've maybe walked away with some big checks from?
This year, the X Games.
Did you get first?
Yeah.
Whoa. How much USD?
That was like 8,000, I think.
That's pretty good. Did that go in the bank too?
Yep.
What are your goals in snowboarding?
I'm always kind of learning what that is.
Mhm.
Right now, I want to buy a snowmobile. Then I can go in the mountains.
Are you going to build cheese wedges or do you want more like natural features? What are you thinking?
Maybe more natural features.
Okay, I love that. Like cliffs and wind lips and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like a line. Like,
Yeah.
got a big line someday.
Yeah. Be in the mountains, be in nature, ride a big line. I would love to see how your creativity and approach to snowboarding translates into the backcountry. I think it'll be really sick.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk about what's going on with you currently? You are a little bit injured.
Yeah, I guess so. That's life.
That's life, and it happens to the best of us. How are you looking at this right now?
I'm super bummed to not be able to ride, especially at this event, but ultimately not the worst time in the grand scheme of winter to be hurt.
Not the worst time. You're gonna be healthy, get on top of it, do your physio, and come back stronger next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really strong.
Little piece of advice, just find some hobbies and fun things that you can do while you're not snowboarding so you don't go crazy. Do you have any
Thank you.
ideas of what that'll be?
Yeah, earlier this season, I tacoed really hard. and I like tore some muscles in my abdomen. So I didn't snowboard for like a month. Then I did pottery.
Oh, I love that.
I like pottery. There was a guy in the studio. He taught me. His name is Lloyd. He's like this older guy. He just gets like a semester year to go. My friend's in school, so I would like go to the studio. He saw me like making this really wonky cylinder on the wheel, and then he taught me how to do it for like 2 hours. We had like a whole little day together, and he really just taught me the fundamentals of how to like sit, like put your feet flat on the ground and like put your elbows like grounded on you, and like I don't know, he taught me how to really like ground my body before you, like every single time before you touch the clay. And I don't know, I really took something from that kind of.
It's quite therapeutic working with your hands and working with clay. Also, this is the most excited I've feel like you've been in this interview, so I think you really like pottery.
Yeah, I'm gonna do pottery.
I hope you do more of that. Okay, great. Well, thank you. Oh, actually, I did have one more question. Did you feel you're very talented? I love your snowboarding. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
You had a lot of success in the last couple of years, kind of rapidly, would you say? Did you feel a lot of pressure going into this winter, or were you still just having fun doing your thing?
I felt some pressure from just getting bigger named sponsors and wanting to do well. I think I put the pressure on for myself personally anyways, though. I know what I could do, and I just want to do that.
Yeah.
Going into the events, like especially the X Games and like heavy metal and some things, I didn't feel near as nervous as I used to.
That's nice.
I feel like I've become friends with everybody, and I have like a really good support system at the events, and it's like super fun. We're just having fun.
Yeah, just have fun. Do you have any advice for some of the competitors this year? Do you have any advice for Sierra?
She's been calling me every day. I'm trying to coach her. She's doing great. It's actually been cool because a lot of my friends have been calling. Like this morning, I had a call with like 5 of the girls in the event, and they just like talked about what they want to do, or crashed out, or cried, or whatever. And it's like interesting being in this position where I'm not competing, and they know they can reach out, and I'm answering in a way, because sometimes I always tell people to just have fun, but it's kind of weird not being like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I can just actually give everything I want and say everything to them.
Yeah, just have fun. I'm really sad we won't get to watch you compete this year, but I'm really happy that you're here to support your friends. I think that's really special. So thanks for being here, and thanks for doing this.
Thank you, Darrah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jody. Go airtime! Whee!
Who am I here with?
I'm Emma Crosby.
Emma, how important is this event to snowboarding?
I think it's super important. There's a lot of light on individuals who don't normally get a light, and it's a chance for people to show up and snowboard and hopefully get some new sponsors and get some new opportunities.
Love it. Who inspires you these days in snowboarding?
I'm always inspired by my friends, by Jess, obviously. That's why we're all here. By Ken, by Jill, by you, by all the homies.
You said that to be nice.
I'm like looking in your eyes. I'm like,
you didn't mean that? Say it again.
You want to say it again?
No.
Darrah.
What's one word you would use to describe Jess Kimura? You can use 2 or 3 as well, but I've written down 1, so.
Like a beautiful head case.
That's so good. Best answer we've had so far.
I mean, that's 3 words, but
very
I kind of needed an extra word to really round it out.
Beautiful head case, Jess Kimura. Okay. Do you have one piece of life advice for the younger riders at this event? Regarding snowboarding,
it's
or
like
not?
It's the classic thing where it's like have fun, just snowboard. Like, which is so funny to say. Like, I try to take that advice every day, but the more that you're with your friends and just having a good time, everything else is elevated and easier.
Yeah, very true. What is one goal you still have in your snowboarding? On your bucket
career?
list. Yeah.
Oh my God, like so much.
Okay. 1 or 2? Or 5?
5. No, I can't give away.
Okay, 2. Give me 2.
Because what if it never happened?
Well, if you say it here, it has to happen.
I think I'd be sick to like film more in the backcountry, do more 720s. I don't know. That's a little goal for me. And then also, some stuff in the streets. Film some 270s. I feel like that's kind of like a
270s and 720s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Here we go.
You got that. You're
I'm
gonna
like,
do that.
Put this fucking out there because I'm gonna have to do it.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
This is a new one that I just kind of thought today.
Ooh.
But when someone has their like ringtone on, but they're getting text messages like every fucking second.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like you're
yeah.
kind of going, like I
We
get
get
it. But like, you know, if my ringer's on and I'm getting like 3 texts, I'm like, turn
it
that
off.
shit
Yeah.
off.
Honestly, talking on the phone or FaceTiming in public, that kind of gets me.
Yeah, super loud
like,
too.
Get out of here. Go to a private space.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Yeah.
Or
Walk
if it's
away.
really juicy, I don't know, stay around.
Or if
Let
it's
me
really
hear
juicy,
that
get
shit.
closer. Introduce me.
Yeah, literally. Airtime.
Airtime. Oh,
we love you, Canada.
Do you listen to Airtime? Are you a fan?
Yeah, sometimes. Wait, what is this actually? You guys are with what? Airtime?
I'm here with.
My name's Spencer, and I'm so excited to be on Darrah's show.
Spencer, have you ever listened to or heard of Airtime podcast?
I sure have. I have listened, and I do follow, and I'm a fan of Airtime podcast.
Wow, not bad.
And of Canada as a country.
An ally. Spencer, how important is this event, the Uninvited Invitational, to snowboarding?
I think it's huge. I think that this is the coolest event in snowboarding, just the way that you see it roll out. And for me, last time to show up in person last year, it was just outstanding. The platform it gives all these riders to get their name out there, and just what it does to the community, bringing everyone together. It's way more than a contest. It's just like beating heart of snowboarding.
Wow, well said. Whose snowboarding inspires you these days?
Inspires me?
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say my friends, because I'm fortunate enough to have been around people in the industry long enough to call them my friends. So I'm a little biased that all my friends are my favorite snowboarders.
Okay, who are your friends? We need names.
Oh, name names?
Yeah. We don't know your friends.
We don't know my friends. Yeah. We don't know if you have friends.
If you have a Canadian snowboarder that inspires you, bonus points.
Bonus points for a Canadian. Can it be French Canadian, or is
That
that
counts. They're not separate yet.
Okay, well, I have referred to Louis as God before. He is like the pinnacle of what I think is the best out there. And so that's a Canadian right there.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this guy, Jake Kuzik.
I'm familiar.
Very big fan.
Yeah.
Very big fan. And I've been snowboarding a lot recently with Kennedy Deck.
Another Canadian.
Another Canadian.
Couple Canadians on the board. Okay.
Really happy to be teammates with Kennedy and to have been filming the last couple of years. Just super stoked on their riding, and happy to call them a friend.
Nice. Great. Okay.
But there's a couple from the USA that I rock with too. Don't forget it.
We'll get to them later.
All right.
Spencer, if you could describe Jess Kimura with one word, what would that word be?
That's like a lot, because I only have a few words in my vocabulary, so I'm just trying to filter through which one.
Should be easy then, if you only have a few.
Yeah.
Shouldn't take long to filter.
That's right. That might bit me in the ass a little bit. I would say, what about good? Jess, good.
Really good.
Jess, great.
Good, Jess. Yeah, that works.
I would say legend.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good word.
Legend. Like this that we're sitting on. Legend.
Okay, what is one piece of advice you would give some of the younger snowboarders here at this event? For life.
For life?
Yeah. Life advice from
Get out of
Spencer.
snowboarding.
Get out while you still can.
No,
it's going to suck you in. It's going to ruin your life. Don't do it.
I'm just kidding.
Or
I'm just
something
kidding.
more positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that just crewing up with like-minded people is huge. I think that you've seen like crews, whether they be from Canada or the U.S., just like it's hard to go at something alone, but you get a bunch of people that want to do the same thing, then you can start filming together. You can bounce off ideas together. You travel together, and that's just the best thing. And it's, I think, a lot easier than just trying to film and do it yourself. You know, snowboarding is about community, so just find the community that works best for you.
Yeah, that was such a good answer. Snowboarding is a team sport, for sure.
It's a sport.
Do you think it's an art?
If it's an art, I would like to be an artist, but I'm not sure. It might be a sport. I've never considered myself an artist.
You're an athlete.
That's right. That's right. My back doesn't feel like I'm an athlete.
And you
but-
work hard, train hard, athlete. Spencer, what's one thing on your snowboard bucket list? Do you have a goal still?
Yeah, I got a couple goals. I've never ridden in Alaska, close to Canada. You got to get through Canada to get there.
It's up there.
It sounds scary though, but it seems like a really cool experience to go just ride like the craziest thing you can ride. Not that I want to like do it gnarly, just to see what it's all about. And yeah, just keep filming and having fun and doing the whole thing is another goal.
Wow. Cheers. I'm here with, who's this?
I am Ylfa
Ylfa
Runarsdottir.
Runarsdottir? Say it again.
Runarsdottir.
Where are you from?
I'm from Iceland, Reykjavik.
Where do you live?
I live in Sweden, Falun.
How'd you learn to rap?
My brother's a producer.
Okay.
Let's leave it at that. I don't know how to rap though. But my brother is a producer. Okay, let's take it all back. Okay. I'm babbling.
Tell me what The Uninvited means to you. You've been involved in all 3 of the movies. I believe you had a couple enders. Why is this project important? Why are these events important?
Heavy question.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Uninvited is sick because it brought together like all these sick ass riders from all over the world to, I don't know, enjoy the industry of snowboarding. We were all enjoying snowboarding way before that, you know, but like getting into the mix and getting into the industry, that's kind of what Jess brought to our world in a way, and like believed that we had a part in that world, and now we're in it.
Yeah. I feel like her believing in us then made us believe in ourselves, and it just created a huge ripple effect.
Yeah.
How would you describe Jess Kimura to someone who didn't know her?
Jess is like the most driven person that I know of, probably. She wanted justice, like, for the women in the industry, because she maybe felt like she and the girls around her didn't get like an honest opportunity, and she wants to bring that to us. And I think for me, Jess is just like a sick ass snowboarder. Like, that's what Jess was to me. Like, when Jess Kimura reached out to me about like, oh, I heard you've been filming, do you have clips for the video? Like, for the first Uninvited, that was like, what the fuck? The best snowboarder in the world knows who I am. Like, was Jess to me, just like a sick ass snowboarder that was like pushing the boundaries of what street snowboarding was for the women, and like one of the pioneers in that, and definitely like a huge role model to me on board and now off board as well, like bringing all the other girls in.
Yeah, big time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a huge change now versus when you started getting into snowboarding, in terms of girls and where we're at?
Yeah, for sure. Like, so much. Like, not only in like how many there are. This is like the obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are so many girls that are so good at snowboarding and like so involved in snowboarding, but like also in the mentality of the girls who are in. They know their space. They hold their space. They're not scared to admit that they're good at snowboarding. They don't feel like they are selfish or bitches because they own their success. That's cool right now. So like, that's something that I really think is like why it's changing so fast, and like how good the women are getting in snowboarding, is because like you're allowed to have success now.
Totally.
And it's sick as fuck.
The skill level has gone way up, and then it's like unapologetic. Like, they belong there and they deserve what they're getting, and it's so sick.
Yeah, and like knowing that there is a space for like not only me, but like I can bring all these other sickest girls along, and there's space for all of us. Like, in women's film scene in snowboarding right now, there is like space for personality. There's space for the one that's good at this and the one that's good at that. There's not only space for the best.
Yeah, totally.
And that's kind of what it was back in the days. A lot of room for like character and everything in the men's side, but the women's side was like you needed to be the best only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way more space for us now.
Mm-hmm.
What's still on your bucket list? What goals do you have still in snowboarding?
I don't think I've ever had goals in snowboarding.
Whoa.
But I love snowboarding. I'm going to keep snowboarding. Like, I think that snowboarding is the best thing that I can experience. And I just hope to ride that bubble as long as I can. Yeah.
Okay, love it.
Mhm.
Who inspires you in snowboarding and in life?
Wow. In life, my parents a lot, my friends, like so many people that are close to me and in my like close surroundings. On a snowboard, there are like so many to mention, but like some of the ones that I'm like really excited about right now is like Kokomo Murase, having like one of the most profound styles on a snowboard that I have seen like almost ever. My all-time favorite inspiration is Christy Pryor, one of the early style inspirations in the women's sides. And then I've always looked a lot up to Desiree and her spot choices and like just the way she looks at street features. It's like a different approach than a lot of others in the same realm. Yeah.
Okay, you said you don't have goals, but do you want to continue to pursue, like you've done a lot of street stuff, you're kind of getting into the backcountry. Are you trying to do both? Are you trying to get more into the backcountry? Or you're just seeing what happens? Do you just want to ride your snowboard?
Yeah, I think that like I'm very much in love with street snowboarding in the way of like the freedom that I have there and like the way that I can see things and the way that I'm like learning my preferences and stuff. So, oh, sick. There's some crazy ollies going down the two sets. Okay, but yeah, I think that like backcountry snowboarding is really exciting right now for me because it's scary, it's intimidating, it's a lot, and it's very hard for me to like be creative in that zone right now. And I'm like trying to just get good enough at reading terrain to like get my ideas out in the world because I see a lot of things, I see a lot of spots, but I can't do them yet because it's fucking hard.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see how your street vision translates to your backcountry vision. I think it'll be so sick.
Yeah, I hope that I get just like a lot of experiences in the backcountry to be able to like do the ideas that are in my head. I think, and it's such a privilege to get to go out in the backcountry, and it takes like a village. Like it takes so many people to show you the ropes in those realms because it's just like, I don't know, it's like not accessible for someone coming from like where I'm from. So it's kind of like you gotta really, really want it to be involved in that.
Yeah. Cool. One last question. One piece of advice for some of the younger riders at this event in snowboarding and in life. Piece of advice for them.
Okay. In life, I think the best advice is like keep the people that you love close. Like be kind to your family, be kind to your friends, and like they're the ones that are gonna be with you through everything. In snowboarding, I think find what you think that you bring to the table. Like not everyone is gonna be the best snowboarder out there, but you can have the best of something that nobody else has, and that's your strength. So like
really
find what separates you from the crowd and own that. Like don't change that. Like own that, whatever that means to you. Like that's how you stand out. Yeah.
Thank you. That was sick. That's the sickest piece of advice we've gotten so far. Love that.
All right.
I'm going to take that one. Here, Airtime Podcast. Have you ever listened to Airtime Podcast?
I have little snippets, I'm not much of a podcaster.
You're a busy woman, I'm sure.
And I'm not in my car that much.
Really?
No.
Huh. I forgot to say I'm here with
Circe Wallace.
Circe Wallace. You're kind of like a boss lady. Do you have any advice for some of the up and coming boss ladies here at this event?
Oh, I mean, I think even just showing up, right? Like, I don't know. This is like, there was never anything like this in my generation. So I'm so blown away just by the energy and the turnout and the enthusiasm. And I'm super excited to see them all throw down.
Cool. And you had a career as a professional snowboarder prior to the work that you're doing now. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much of a change have you seen in women snowboarding from then to now?
Quite a bit. I mean, certainly has evolved immensely. Snowboarding's having a little bit of a rough spot right now. So I would say, I don't know, like for me then it was all blue sky because I didn't know anything otherwise.
Right.
Like anything was possible. Everything was so nascent and new. And I think I was just wrapped up in the adventure and the opportunity that kind of blossomed over time. Not really having there was nothing to refer to. There was not a lot of, snowboarding hasn't been around that long. So it wasn't like I had a framework.
Yeah, there was no formula to follow.
Yeah, it was just like I was just kind of following my heart. And, I think I got lucky too from a timing perspective. I think I didn't ever feel like I was doing anything or having to push myself beyond my capabilities until I got injured, of course. But I think now it's hard. I think there's a lot of wealth disparity, economic disparity between what the top athletes can demand in sponsorship and then everybody else, right?
I think snowboarders have to take on a lot more roles these days. They have to do the snowboarding and they have to do the marketing.
Produce their social medias. And it's true. And I think that's especially challenging for I think there's probably so many great snowboarders that no one's ever even heard of because they're not good on social, right? Which is why I think something like the Uninvited is so important. And when you are an under-resourced athlete in an expensive sport anyway, it's how do you even get started? So this is, certainly Uninvited intention is to bring down the barrier to entry and create visibility and opportunity for this next gen.
Yeah, which I think it's doing hugely.
Yeah.
When did you get involved with the event and how?
Just this last year. Jess just called and said, hey, I could really use some help. I don't like talking to people about money. I think I have a pretty good skill set in that. And so really, I would say most of what I'm doing is just in support of her vision and getting, the resources in and making sure that things keep moving and that she can kind of capture that lightning in the bottle that she's created. It's a really beautiful thing she's doing. And I think, I think it's really hard. You don't know how hard it is till you do it. It's one of those things where they're if I'd known how hard it was, I wouldn't do it. And she keeps doing it.
I know.
Even though she knows how hard it is.
I keep seeing what she pulls off and it gets better and better every year. And I'm like, oh my God.
It's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah. Did you know her before?
I had done one full moon trip at Baldface with her, and that was the only time I'd ever spent any time with her.
Not super well.
I knew of her and watched her film parts and stuff. So,
what's your impression of her now? How would you describe her now that you've worked with her?
Oh man, I think Jess is such an interesting personality in that she's so soft on the inside, but has this very intimidating exterior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like her directness. But also sometimes it's you're okay, I'm a very direct person. I really like that about her. I also I observationally, I just know how much she cares.
Passionate.
And that is just that is everything,
Yeah.
She's not doing this because she's making any money. She's investing her own into helping out this next gen. And I just think that's just rare.
Yeah, she cares about the girls so much.
It's not a self-serving effort. It really is for the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really special. Okay, another question. I'm personally interested in this. How did you decide what direction to take when you sort of stepped away from professional snowboarding? How did you get into your current career?
Well, I had been involved in a bit of a conflict with a prior sponsor who terminated me while I was on a shoot for them. I got injured. I found a lawyer in Seattle and a woman who took me on a contingency and kind of made me write my own case. And like through that experience, kind of the light bulb went off a little bit, like, hey, I'm kind of good at this. I'm a good negotiator. I did, I always say I probably wasn't the best snowboarder, but I was a good deal maker. So and I always managed my boyfriends. Like I would help them do their sponsor me videos, or, Jamie Lynn was my boyfriend for years and would help him put together, he's the creative type and not very good at the business stuff. And I just kind of had an intrinsic, like, I don't know, ambition, I guess, is really what it was. Cause I wasn't like formally educated. I did horrible in school.
You played to your strengths.
Yeah. And I was like, I wanted to be successful. Like
Yeah.
I was legit willing to kind of do whatever it took in terms of like work ethic and stuff to like make money.
Cool.
And so I think that was like kind of, a natural transition for me. And also like really at the root of it all was, how can I stay on the mountain? How can I still travel the world and ride powder and be with my friends? And I've done that.
Yeah, I love that.
I really still get to do that.
I think there's a lot of snowboarders that get to a point where they want to still be involved in snowboarding. They love the industry, but they need to create an avenue for themselves. So it's very cool that you did that.
Yeah. I think also it was a different time. I think it's a lot harder for kids these days to like have imagination about what's possible.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask one last question, and it's just what you would suggest to someone who is trying to make a career as a snowboarder or in the snowboard industry. If there's a piece of advice or something they should focus on, what do you think is important?
I mean, I say this to any kid I work with, like, I'm not a big fan of Malcolm Gladwell, but his whole theory around like it takes 10,000 hours to be really good at anything is true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you have to have kind of a relentless passion and effort to be really good at anything. And so I think tenacity, I think, knowing, I think especially for young people, like, life experience comes a lot of wisdom, and you don't know everything, and you might be really good, but there's always going to be things that you need to get better at. There's always going to be things where there's opportunity for growth and learning. And as long as you can kind of keep in that mindset, knowing that the work is never done, there's no like pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It really, life is full of challenges and suffering, and being able to navigate through that with a goal in mind and a commitment to a craft, I think is what is required.
Tenacity.
For greatness.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Thank you so much. I really
my
value
pleasure.
your experience and expertise, and I
Thanks
appreciate
for having me.
Thanks.
Yeah, love your work.
Cool.
Okay.
That was sick.
All right, who am I here with?
Ian Boll, Torment Magazine, with Jody.
Okay, I'm here with Ian. Uninvited just wrapped up. Let's give it. What were your vibes? Were the vibes high? Were you hyped on what you saw? Overall impression by Ian Boll for the Uninvited 3. What do you think?
Incredibly hyped on the Uninvited. This Invitational is insane. I'd say Jess is putting on one of the best contests in snowboarding right now. If you factor in everything, like one, I love 3 days of riding. You can kind of get comfortable and let people kind of get their thing going, and then they throw down day 3. Also, $60K cash purse. You cannot beat that. Like, these riders are chucking down for 15 top prize. You know what else, though? I also love, I love the fact that you have these, top tier people. You got Jill, you got Crosby, you got everyone throwing down with the next generation. I think that's super, super cool to get to ride together.
I second that. That's funny you brought that up. Yesterday I was seeing all these super pros, the names you just listed, amongst all these younger riders who, some of them, this is their first time. And the fact that someone like Jill, Kennedi, Emma, Savannah, the list goes on, show up and ride in this event and don't think that they're, I don't know, not like too cool or that they don't need to ride in it. They're just as immersed in the event. They try hard tricks, and it turns into this jam where, yeah, not everyone's going to have their on day, but it's 3 days long, and some riders rode the best on day 1 or day 2 or day 3, but it seems like all these riders have their moment, whether it's on the quarter pipe or one of the steel pieces.
No, they all pick a feature, and the coolest thing is you got the younger generation, like they're looking up to these people like at the top. They're also kind of showing them up, and that is pretty sick. You got Hinano, she's 13, like you better watch out for her. She's gonna be on some shit.
Invest. It's not too late. That's a stock that's undervalued without a doubt.
That's going up.
Okay, so you mentioned one rider there. You got any others that just kind of, throughout the last 3 days, you've been here the whole time? I'll give you some props right now. It's nice to see magazines like Torment showing up to these things.
Thank you.
Bringing their photographers, hanging out, being amongst that whole community.
I mean, I got to say, like, give it up to one. I already said Hinano, absolutely unreal. I was so hyped on watching her. Jess, give it up for Jess. Like that, I got to say her last name, but
her Instagram handle is Jess Shreds.
Jess Shreds. You're going to want to look that one up. She was absolutely on fire. I was getting really hyped on her, seeing her ride today.
Do you know what a name? I know she's a pro, but throughout the whole week, I really liked her approach. Kennedi Deck, switchboard slide on the kink, right in the middle. One of those tricks that's timeless for me. And lip slide, front board, just the consistency and the style and approach with her, just to see live was something that I felt was pretty special.
We love Kennedi. Honestly, for me, top favorite right there. Also, like Crosby. Crosby was stomping everything like so good. The style, kind of when I'm looking at style, and she kind of takes it for me.
Yeah, she's one of my faves. All those individuals.
We got Tyler for Fat Tire.
We got Tyler from Fat Tire.
You're gonna want to get some of this in there.
Fat Tire does not sponsor the podcast. It's an American beer company, but when I'm down in the States, I'm crushing Fat Tires from Tyler. And he's wearing the Jeff Keenan sweater, as you can tell. We're leaving tomorrow morning to go to the Jeff Keenan Memorial thing at Mount Seymour. That kind of affected all of us. There's definitely some heavy feelings throughout the whole community. Yeah. And my favorite thing is that it's brought us all together closer. And a lot of these American riders that I really looked up to, or a lot of people that are in the States that are doing amazing things, like Ian Boll, who's beside me, like Tyler, who both support amazing events. Everyone's here. And the best thing is when you're here and you can fucking witness those vibes firsthand.
Yeah, they go up. You got to go drop those off. I think what you mentioned, though, is like, shout out to Jeff, shout out to Pash. We're all here together right after this, and it's just nice to have your family around you. It just feels good. I don't know. Thank you all, seriously, for showing your support to that.
Maybe on a side note, I feel like you've spent maybe a couple times with Alex Pashley in the mountains. Anything to say on his behalf? I know that's kind of a hard-hitting question.
No, this dude doesn't miss. He was on point every time. I was just with him in McCall, and it kind of just solidified the fact that there is no one better than Pash. He will go down in history as number one. Love you, Pash.
Ian, any closing remarks here, dog?
No, I'm just really happy to be here. It was really cool to watch this. Thank you to everyone who kind of is putting themselves on the line for this. Like Jess Kimura, huge shout out. None of this would be possible without you. It's kind of like the best thing happening right now in snowboarding. Other than that, I just got to shout out to Jody, dude. Thank you for all that you do. Love this guy right here. He's the shit.
Love you, Ian. Thank you for subscribing, tuning in. Ian Boll, Torment. Make sure you follow that shit. Any videos, anything that's going to be coming out on Torment in the next couple months that we should know about in the fall. I feel like a lot of videos get posted through Torment. Anything you're really hyping that's coming out.
We'll be posting them all. Just take a look. You'll see.
Torment on YouTube. Check it out. Thanks, Ian.
Thank you, Jody.
Yeah. Peace.
All right, Jess Kimura, I just have one question for you. How was the after party?
I stayed home and ordered mashed potatoes from Vessel and watched the live stream by myself.
Okay, well, then I guess I'll ask more questions. For those who don't know, what was the motivation behind this event?
Just getting lifetime of getting shit on. and seeing other girls get shit on. So I wanted to make them a big cake.
A big chocolate vegan cake.
Yeah.
How long does it take to put on an event of this scale?
I'd say I work on it almost every day, 365 days a year. And then it takes like a month and a bit for Ben to get the course together. And then like a couple of weeks in rehab afterwards. And then we start again.
1 month of mental breakdown.
Yeah, Ben knows about my 1 month mental breakdown post-event, but hopefully not this year.
I feel like I can also confirm the 365 days of work.
Yeah, because you're always like, let's go sledding, let's do something. And I'm like, I literally can't.
It's really annoying. I hope the girls appreciate it. The course is so sick, and it seems to change every year and get better every year. Who designs it, and where does that build inspiration come from?
Well, obviously Ben Bilocq does it all and is the mastermind behind it and sleeps in the parking lot for a month to make sure that it happens. But I'd say inspiration from the event comes from probably like Snow Mission. I don't know if you guys know that contest in the east of Quebec, in the east of the east at Rimouski. What was the homeboy's name? Patrick? This guy would put on this contest with like a real stair set, street setup. And even back then, like first place for the guys was a snowmobile and first place for the girls was a MacBook Pro.
Wow.
And yesterday I was talking to Des and I was like, do you remember? She was crying, like so emotional, like, oh, we've come so far. And she's like, I was like, remember Snow Mission? Like I broke both my arms trying to win that MacBook Pro. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm the one that won the MacBook Pro.
Like, you were the only two in the contest also.
No, Marie Huckle was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay, can you think of one or two highlights from this year's event? I know there was so many moments that stand out, but a couple top moments.
I think Hinano's front blunt 2-7 on the King Crail, and then also when Hinano couldn't get the front blunt 2-7 on the King Crail, and she just tried back tail 2-7 on the King Crail.
Insane.
Yeah. And then just I think watching the Japanese girls and then watching like the wild cards, like hometown hero style with all their friends cheering in the crowd. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, I think the whole crowd energy was a highlight for myself.
Ben has something to say apparently.
Just Hinano's Shizuku's mom?
I'm walking up from the course and like she's standing outside the fence of the fence like this, holding on to it. And I was like, come in. And she's like, no. And I was like, come in. And she like translates on her phone, like, I forgot my bracelet.
Oh.
So she was standing like just outside the bridge and wouldn't cross the fence. I got her another bracelet.
They're so respectful.
They're so respectful. Unlike other people who
I do what I want.
Yeah, do what they want.
Where do you dream of taking this event in the future?
Well, 1, to Japan, and 2, back to Woodward Park City, but with like a way bigger prize purse. $100,000, snowmobile, car, or truck, or both. That's the dream.
God, I wish I was a 13-year-old girl competing at the Uninvited Invitational and doing front blunt 450s. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, this interview sucks. We're kind of dead.
That after party.
Those mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Darrah, you slept in my closet the whole time. What was it like?
It was, I moved in. I moved myself right in. It was very cozy.
Did you take a picture of your setup? Because that was insane. The amount of shit you had spread out in there. It was also my bathroom. It was a 1-room bathroom closet. So you could be on the shitter and talk to her at the same time.
Which we didn't, but we could have. That's good. We're good. I'm tired. So tired. I didn't sleep that well in the closet. Not because it wasn't nice. It was a really nice closet. But I'm just suffering some insomnia right now, and I'm done. Ben, do you have anything to say?
That's not a question.
Would you like to say anything?
No.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
Did you sleep?
Yes.
Did you eat?
Yeah.
Are you happy with how the course looked?
Yeah, it's all right.
Are you happy?
It was the same as the year before, basically. Just to be clear, it's not that much of a new course.
Can I tell you something really funny? You know how the cage was last year? It was such a sick cage. It was such a sick feature. And he's like, oh, I'm not putting that in this year. And I was like, why the fuck wouldn't you put that in? That was so sick. Like, people can shoot through it, you know? And he said, Jess, people post Instagram pictures of their meal, not their leftovers.
And
so he made a new wall ride.
And the wall ride was not leftovers. That was it was a nice.
It was a new meal.
It was a new meal, a dessert even.
A new side. That's very close, Jess. Board our flight now.
Yeah, we're gonna board and we'll interview you on the plane.
You think people want to see this or hear this?
Oh God, we're gonna end up on Influencers in the Wild.
Yeah, we're already.
These people won't shut up.
There's like Spencer Schubert over there filming us or something. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.